That's what it comes down to. We're going to take a break. When we come back, he is one of, he was just, I believe he was voted as one of America's most eligible bachelors. He is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in North America. You all right over there? Gurbaksh Chahal will be joining us after this. Stick around.
Tomorrow on Urban Rush from Twilight's New Moon, actor Christopher Heyerdahl.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Well, our next guest was just voted one of the top bachelors most eligible in the world. So ladies, I think I have your attention, right?
Yeah, successful, smart, and if I don't mind saying, he's not hard on the eyes either. Gurbaksh Chahal is joining us to talk about all kinds of stuff. Gee, is it a little weird being voted as one of the most eligible bachelors?
Yeah, it's flattering. It's flattering.
Very flattering.
Do you think girls look at the list and they're like, I'm going to meet him as you go?
I don't know. I didn't look at the list.
Yeah.
I haven't asked them that.
Do you have parents do your parents try and set you up with
No,
girls?
I think they just gave up on it. They basically said, you know what, whatever makes you happy, whenever it happens, we support it. So they don't have a plan of you got to get married at this age.
I think they're pretty proud of you, though. I think they probably came to terms that you're doing okay a while back. Now, how old were you when you started your first business?
I was 16.
16. And what did your parents think when you started making money?
They didn't really think anything. So I was basically going to school class, and then basically within those first 3 months, made $100,000, had it in the bank, and it was really at that point, once I sat down with them, explained it in English what I was doing, they allowed me to drop out, and I was able to focus in on it for 2 years.
What was it that sparked your idea in the first place? I mean, cause I think about when I was 16, and I thought I had some things that I really wanted to do, but that follow through was never really at 16, what I was good at. So what was it that kept you going?
Well, I guess since I matured a lot quicker, I was the odd one, growing up, wore a turban, went through a lot of, hardships that way, but my family was also struggling, so there was an opportunity for all of us to kind of pitch in, and I didn't really know what to do. I mean,
how much do you think that struggle sort of forges success? Having to fight through those things and continue.
I think the struggle teaches you how to be ambitious, because you realize you have to defy the odds if you want to win.
Yeah.
And my only job interview that I've ever done when I was first going through that process was McDonald's, and since they rejected me, I realized, all right.
They rejected you?
I was like, all right, I got to be CEO now, so they're...
You get the last laugh, my friend.
How old were you at the McDonald's?
16, so it was either McDonald's or Click Agents, and I think I picked the right one.
Well, success is the best revenge. What was your first business anyway?
Click Agents.
Online advertising, so all my 3 companies have been around the advertising space, so...
Now, you just had a meeting this afternoon. You've just started a brand new venture called G-Wallet. Explain what this one's all about.
So, the bar is pretty high for me in terms of what I want to do next. My first company, I sold it for $40 million at 18.
Second company
I sold for $300 million at 25, and I'm 27, and I started my third one. And 3 months into it, we just signed a $12.5 million round of financing from blue chip investors. Adam Street Partners, Trinity Ventures, companies they invested in are like Starbucks. So even Stanford University. So
pretty good pedigree going on.
Unbelievable. Well, and I've always been interested in the careers of the Warren Buffetts, the Charlie Mungers, and stuff like that. And one of the interesting things that they talked about once was repeating success. That can be one of the most difficult challenges for people is having that initial success, moving on to that, having the next, and then the next after that. So what do you look for? Is it a feeling that you have when you're starting something?
Well, a lot of it is you start with an open playing field, you adapt to change, you're open to change, and you go with it. And a lot of it is gut. A lot of it, that inner feeling inside you, when it tells you right and wrong, it's probably right. So,
how do you know when to trust it? Because you hear about that all the time, trusting your instincts when it comes to making big decisions
anytime you
like
have to think about it for more than a certain amount of time, you're talking yourself out of it. So
excellent
just stick to
advice.
That first gut.
And so
now, of course, you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars that you've made over the years of your 27 years. Money often changes people and makes people act a little kooky. How have you managed to stay grounded?
Well, besides my family and very close friends, I still like keep things real. I mean, I fly economy. I'm pretty. It's not because I'm cheap. I just, I'd rather spend my money elsewhere in terms of that direction. So I'm very charitable. I'm involved in a lot of charities, and all that puts things in perspective. So it's not really about like the headlines as you read of the millions that are created. It's really holding on to them and realizing what else is out there besides the monetary stuff.
Do you notice that people treat you differently when they find out about who you are and how much money that you're actually worth?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it comes with the territory, but it really comes down to knowing it and at least processing whatever you want to come out of it after that.
Yeah, how important has your family been? I mean, especially your parents, because I look at families that make the decision to uproot their life, move somewhere else for a better opportunity, not just for themselves but for their kids as well. And what a bold and brave move that can be for families. So how important have your parents been in sort of guiding you through and helping you out?
I think they've given, obviously at 16 I didn't have that much freedom. I have a lot more freedom now as a 27-year-old.
Did your parents still crack the whip when you were, they were very strict even when you were making all
in
this
those
money?
11 years, I think we've progressed a lot in terms of the freedom territory, but nevertheless, I mean, we're still a very tight-knit family. So we support each other through thick and thin, and I think that's probably one of the key reasons of my success. So I can always lean on them, count on them through my ups and downs.
What did they think when you wanted to drop out of high school?
I had that
Because I tried that, I wasn't allowed.
Yeah. Well, I think my mom, probably even after I sold my second company at 25, she was just like, you still need to go back to school, just because your education's always there with you. And I'm like,
That's
25.
such a mom.
So the only success.
So your mom wants you to go back and get your...
Actually, the only success she's probably ever proud of right now is that I got a phone call 2 weeks ago from one of the universities I teach at, or volunteer to teach at, and it's Pace University, a prominent university in New York, and they just announced that they're going to give me my honorary doctorate degree.
So is this okay with mom instead of the high school diploma?
I told my mom I became a doctor one way or another, right? So be happy now. So
how much is that idea? Because of course you're speaking here in the city to a group of people, whether they're business leaders or whether they're students. How important is it for you to get in front of people sometimes and just sort of try and motivate people and pass along some of the experiences you've had?
Well, I think there's different ways I can help. Obviously, philanthropy is great, getting involved non-monetary and monetary in that area. But at the same time, if you can help change people's lives, I mean, people have read my book and they've been inspired by it. So that basically tells me that's kind of my way of slowly giving back and slowly kind of building my legacy that way. So if I can help kids kind of morph their lives in a positive direction, I mean, that's just more of the best.
And young people are going to gravitate towards G-Wallet, I think, a little bit. And maybe tell us a little bit about that, because this is another brilliant idea.
Well, it's just a way. I mean, if you have Facebook, you play games on Facebook. I'm sure you heard of Farmville. 100 million people play it
I have
on
friends
Facebook.
that get up in the middle of the night to water their
Yeah.
lawns or whatever they're up to.
Yeah. So obviously it's infectious in the way that how many people are involved in it. But in order for you to do certain things in these virtual environments, you have to go ahead and buy currency.
Right.
So G-Wallet actually makes these games money because we allow people to buy currency either through cash or through advertising.
Unbelievable. And then can they do something with that currency?
Yeah, they can water their lawn. They can do a lot of virtual digital
Feed their
stuff.
cattle,
Yeah, they
whatever
can
they
feed
do.
their baby, whatever they want.
We
virtually.
live in an amazing world right now. It is changing so fast.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got to be, I mean, you must see from your perspective, just the opportunity involved in that must be.
Oh yeah, it's already a multi-billion-dollar industry, so a small piece of that would be just fine.
Man, I wish I were smarter. If you want to go and check it out, first of all, The Dream is out. How I Learned the Risks and Rewards of Entrepreneurship and Made Millions is out right now if you want to check it out.
And she is speaking tonight at the Surrey Performing Arts Centre, December 1st, of course, today at 7 p.m. If you have an opportunity to go, I'm sure tickets will be at a premium right now, but try and get in there and listen to what I'm sure will be a very inspirational evening. So thank you
Thanks
so
so
much.
much.
Real pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
It
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
We're going to take a quick break. And,
Were we better than Oprah? I mean, honestly.
Funner. I take that back.
Yes.
That's all I got. Good night. High five.
All right,
I
we're
like
going to take a
that.
quick
Less
break.
intense. Less intense.
Less intense than Oprah. Well, I knew that. Ken Kostick is going to be joining us right after the break for some quick meals under $10. Don't go away.